Welcome back to another Love is Blind recap. Are you guys ready to talk about episodes 10 and 11 where the men continue to disappoint us? So episode 10 opens up with an engagement photo shoot of Nick and Hannah. And Hannah's wearing heels. What does that mean? That means she's taller than him. What does that mean? That means she's gonna make jokes and jabs at him.
I think my arms are longer than yours. And then let me grab it with this one.
I'm pretty sure you're taller than me right now. You have blocks for me to put in my shoes so I'm taller?
You got confidence, babe.
I do. You picked a good day to wear the heels, huh?
I thought you were secure. Wait, you can take this one, I'll take that one. Well, I read. I want this one for my bookmark. You don't read, Nick. You don't need one.
Was anyone else watching scenes of Hannah and just wanting to chuck everything at their computer screen, their TV screen, their phone screens, every single time her frickin' face came up? They're at this indoor rock climbing hiking place that looks pretty effing cool. Like, would I ever go there? No. But it's cool that a place like this exists.
Your icks are starting to become just funny to me.
My icks?
Yeah,
like, what was
okay.
one of my icks?
Just you, like, you know, trying to get through it. And then I went through it, like, you know.
Yeah.
Hannah looks at Nick. Are you ready to get married in 2 weeks, Nick? And then the interrogation begins. You said you were going to read, Nick. Have you read, Nick? You said you were going to do this. Did you do it, Nick? You said you were going to do that. Did you do it?
Always have to be the first one to start a deep conversation or like initiate sex.
When we were in the pods and you were talking about how much I read and you were like, I would love to read. Like, have you read?
I haven't had a chance to, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Priorities, right?
He admits to Hannah that he kind of feels like she treats him like he's beneath her. Ding, 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 ding. I mean, everyone agrees, right? And listen, I know I read some of your comments where you guys were like, well, why do you think Hannah acts that way? She probably feels like she has to be that way because of his weaponized incompetence. I'm not denying his weaponized incompetence. I am not denying his immaturity. I am not denying his dumb Okay, I'm not. But she does not have to treat him like trash. The way she talks to him, the way she treats him, the way she looks at him. It is so effing mean. And as soon as he tells her how he feels, like, I feel like you treat me like I'm beneath you, she doesn't even take a second to process what he said or to address what he said. She just goes straight into, well, I've never met a 28-year-old who doesn't know how to do shit, Nick. I'll treat you like an equal once you start contributing like an equal, Nick. Listen, like I said, I do not disagree with her points, but the delivery is so freaking bad.
sometimes I feel like, you know, you do think I'm like a level below you. You know what I mean? I just want to be treated as an equal.
I think you get treated like an equal when you start contributing like an equal. And I don't mean to make you feel like that, but sometimes I feel like at 28 years old, you should know how to do things, so it just frustrates me.
Let's talk about Marissa and Ramses. They're in another icky situation after that last convo about birth control. He's feeling a little off about how Marissa wants a kid sooner than they had agreed on in the pods. Then they have a conversation about schmecks. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but a lot of the conversations here, especially Ramses and Marissa, I feel like we have so much context missing because it's so hard to figure out why they're arguing or why they're not in a good place. Like, we don't get any context before the conversation. We're just like dropped into the middle of it, and I'm like scrambling to figure out what they're talking about. So it sounds like Marissa is implying that she's not feeling well right now. She's on her period. She travels back and forth 2 to 4 hours. I think that's her commute to law school. She has papers. She has mock trials. And just like, even without the mock trials and papers and exams, law school is insanely stressful. My sister, she just graduated, but she wanted it herself every day. And on top of that, she has to film, she has to plan for this wedding, she has to consider everything that's going on right now. So she's not necessarily in the mood for schmecks. And boo-hoo, Ramses is so sad because he needs to get his ding-dong wet. And he's worried because she hasn't been wanting to do it lately. So is it going to be like this in the future? Is this going to be a constant theme? Because schmecks is very, very, very important to him. So if this is what it's like now, then what about the future? He can't live like this. But at the same time, he doesn't want her to do anything she doesn't want. However, if they're not on the same page schmexually, then maybe they're just not right for each other. This is what he's telling her. Oh, Ooh, y'all, I was so mad. I literally wanted to punch my computer screen over and over and over. I was furiously typing my notes, okay? And my fingers hurt so bad because I was slamming down on the keyboard, okay?
I'm clearly sick. I have a severe vitamin D deficiency and the PMS, and like just the fact that I'm like going back and forth from Baltimore. I feel like shit today. I don't want it to be something where you're like not satisfied because I am sick.
I'm willing to like work through these things with you.
Yeah, I just like assumed like if you're sick, like I wish I didn't have to explain why.
Especially as something as big as like physical intimacy. Like I just want to make sure that that's right. Like it was great, and then like now obviously we're dealing with a lot. Sometimes you just like don't want to be touched or you don't want to be, which is again fine. I just want to make sure that long term it doesn't look like this.
Marissa is having a hard time understanding this. She's also trying really hard to please him, and she's bargaining with him. Okay, what if I do this? Will you be happy? What if this happens? Blah, blah, blah. And her mother, we needed her mom. I would have loved to see her mom rip him a new one. And then Ramses is behind her and he's like, I still want to marry you. I still love you. And I'm thinking, why? Why do you still want to marry her? If the lack of schmecks is going to be an issue for you, that makes no sense. She's sick. She's not feeling well. She has her period. She's bleeding out of her vagina. And you're pressuring her while trying to act like you're not, but you are.
Like I love you, I care about you, and like I want you. But I'm just like, these are like, it's a big decision.
Okay.
I just want to be like, clear, you know?
And then Marissa says, you know, there's studies that show a high percentage of men that end up cheating on their partners who get sick or have cancer.
Not even that extreme, like postpartum when you have kids. There's periods before, like you're not want to be affectionate, maybe after you have a kid. Like this is probably going to come up multiple times. Is this going to be an issue for you?
That's a fair question, yeah.
Like, what the hell kind of response was that? By the way, that is true. I've seen the studies and I've seen it in real life. I've seen it on TV and we've even seen it here on this show. I think it was someone's parents. I think it was Alex's, right? Both of her parents have MS and her dad's new partner, her stepmom, stuck by her dad and took care of him. But her mom's new boyfriend dipped as soon as she got sick. He found out and he was like, oh, I can't handle this. Goodbye. And then Marissa's thinking, okay, I might not get cancer, but like, I'm gonna get sick. For example, if I have a baby during my pregnancy, I may not want to have schmecks. And after my pregnancy, I may go through really bad postpartum depression. Like, what are you gonna do then? Are you gonna cheat on me? And he goes, oh, yeah, well, that's a fair question. What the what kind of response was that? Do you guys think Ramses is trying to get out of the relationship because he's putting her in an impossible situation, right? First, it was the birth control thing, and now it's the schmecks thing. She's like, I can't help it if I'm not feeling well and if I'm not in the mood. And he's like, of course, I don't ever want you to do anything you don't want to do. I'm just saying I can't live with it because I have needs. And the fact that he's like, I need to know if this is going to be a long-term thing. I was like, you! And then he says he still wants to stay with her. Oh, this is so gross. I literally can't. I want to throw up. I am so mad. I need a rage room. I need to go to a rage room right now. In the next scene, I don't know how many days went by, but they're planning their wedding. And apparently things are just back to normal because they banged. She finally got done being sick and he got his dick wet and now he's good.
Obviously I started my period, so I'm back to my normal energy level. You know where I stand on like affection and...
I think we gotta figure that out too. Giggity. We figured that out quickly.
Now you know, like once a month.
No, that's fine, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's fine.
Of course.
But yeah.
Moving on to Alex and Tim. Oh, God. Another one. I literally can't. I need therapy after this, and it's not even my problems. Tim, aka Drake's parents, come into town to meet Alex. His parents seem great. They're just a little quiet. Oh, and by the way, you guys reminded me that Tim might have not included Alex's mom in the letter reading since that was her stepmom and not her birth mom. Now, I didn't consider that in the beginning, and I totally forgot about her parents' story, but I wonder if Tim would have included her mom even if she were there, like her birth mom. And I don't know. I guess we'll never know, right? But, yeah. So after Alex, Tim, and his parents meet and they chat for a bit, they want to film a scene where it's just Tim and his parents together as a family. In that scene, Tim's parents tell them, son, I think you're ready for marriage and we're going to support you. In the evening, they're in their apartment and there's a lot of tension. Tim's sitting on the sofa. He's very tense. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Alex is heating up her dinner. She had a very busy day, so this is her time to finally get to eat dinner. So Tim's parents drove 10 hours to meet them at their apartment and shoot the scene for the show. So first, production wanted to shoot a scene of Alex, Tim, and his parents, and then they wanted to shoot a scene of Tim and just his parents. Now, while the cameras were on Tim and his parents, Alex obviously was not needed, so she was very tired and she fell asleep. She took a nap for 1 hour, and he thought that was very disrespectful.
I understood you were sleepy, but my parents drove up here 10 hours. As soon as the cameras cut, you decided to go to sleep at the first opportunity. These are the most important people in my life, and the choice you made in that moment was to go to sleep.
Okay.
And to me, it is telling.
Okay.
Because that's just not a choice that I would ever make.
Oh my God, when they were each talking about their sides of the stories, holy shit, they cannot be together. They are so incompatible. Not even that, they're just on different chapters. They're on different books. Okay, they're not even in the same category. Tim is the problem. Tim is absolutely the problem. I'm not saying Alex is perfect. She's not, because she did put her hands on her mouth a few episodes ago. But he is the bigger problem. He is, oh my God, he is so stubborn.
You were asleep for most of the day.
I was
which
asleep
is
for
fine.
an hour.
Whatever it
From
was,
5
we
to
did not
6.
text much yesterday.
No, hold on, because I don't appreciate that.
Would you like me to tell my side of the story?
But I don't appreciate that. That's not true.
Well, can I tell my truth
Go
and
ahead.
then you speak yours?
I think Tim has a lot of thoughts in his head that he does not express, and he lets it brew and brew and brew and boil, and then he's about to burst. He was also upset that she didn't text him back after a chain of messages back and forth. I guess in the end, he said something about her car, and then she just said okay, and he wasn't happy with that response.
What I really want out of life and a wife, I have to be honest with myself that the answer between you and I, for me, is no.
He's done. And she's so upset that he's just giving up without even trying. And he just met her dad the other day, made him cry, wrote him that emotional letter, and asked for his permission to marry her. And he's just done. She accuses him of not even trying. And Tim's like, no, I tried so hard. Remember that time you told me that you wanted me to cuddle you? So that night I cuddled you, and the next morning you didn't even say anything. And she was like, you cuddled me while I was sleeping. I didn't know. And he goes, okay, fine. Well, that day I met your family. You want to know everything that I did?
And went to the grocery store and had to hunt down a bunch of stuff, season meat, figure out the grill, do all that was work. And after that, I came back and did the dishes.
I feel like he keeps tally in his head, like of all the good things that he does, and he wants it right back. He either wants a thank you, a blowy, or some kind of repayment.
I just don't understand it. If it's about the dishes, if it's about me going to sleep, all of that, it's the slap in the face.
Great. I'm glad you feel that way. There's a lot I could respond to, but I'm glad we can at least agree that I don't ever want to see you again.
Oh my God, he's such a bitch. Dude, he's so angry. And for what? Damn, he is forever gonna blame his partner for everything that goes wrong in that relationship. He's never gonna take accountability. Nothing is ever gonna be good enough for him, and nothing is ever gonna be his fault. He's always gonna be angry. He's always gonna be mad. So stay mad, bitch. Next is Ashley and Tyler. Remember, she had just found out that he has 3 kids, so she gives him a chance to explain. I want to know how he donated. Like, was it a turkey baster situation, or was it the vile Kyle way? She asks him point blank, do your kids know what you look like? And he says no. And we know that's a lie. So Ashley decides to take it hour by hour, day by day, and she wants to proceed with a relationship. And he's like, look, at any point you change your mind or you want me to back off, like just say the word and I'll stop and I'll respect it. Sure. Now, all the couples get ready for the Great Gatsby party. On their way to the party, Taylor found out that Garrett had double tapped a message or a DM that his ex wrote to him. And this becomes a problem because I guess he didn't tell her when it happened. She had found out. So she starts panicking because she doesn't have time to like sit down and think about this. They have to film, they have to shoot a scene, they have to go to this party, and she has to put a smile on and act like everything's happy. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean anything by double tapping it. I just saw it and I double tapped it and that was it. And she's like, you should ignore it next time. Like, shut it down. You can't just leave it on red. Nothing. Don't like it. So everyone's at the party. The girls are with the girls and the guys are with the guys. Alex vents to the girls about Tim and calls him a coward. Then Ashley's like, okay, my turn. Guess what I found out? Tyler has 3 kids. And everyone's like, Then Monica joins the party and then she tells the girls that she spoke with Steven on the phone for 2 hours and they hashed everything out. She was like, yeah, he's not a bad person and we talked it out and we're good. What? I would have liked to know more about that.
Look at that more Bodie.
Bodie boo. And Katie also comes, and apparently Katie and Nick shared a connection, and if you forgot, Bodie Boo and Marissa shared a connection in the pods. When Katie arrives, Hannah was so excited to see her pod bestie. So she's like, Katie, you want to meet Nick? So Katie meets Nick, and she's like, oh my God, he's cute, like way cuter in real life than in photos. And Hannah's like, really? He is? Ugh. Now, on one side, it's Garrett, Taylor, Tyler, Ashley, and they're all talking, and Garrett tells them what just happened. How he got a text message from his ex from 6 years ago, and he responded by double tapping. And then Tyler was like, wait, so you responded?
Did you say anything back?
No, just like it was all okay. I was like, oh no,
You
I'm sorry.
responded?
I'm sorry. I said, well,
This is different.
Okay.
Okay, well, let me see your phone. What did you say?
it's over there. I can go get it, but can I get it later? I can get it if you'd like. I texted her back and like just said, hey, I didn't tell you this, but I met someone. I'm engaged.
Things are getting heated, and Tyler's like, okay, I think we need to give Garrett and Taylor a moment. And then Taylor gets up and she's like, no, I need a moment. She goes to the bathroom. Ashley follows, and Taylor is freaking out because he lied. And he's supposed to meet her family tomorrow. She has no time to process any of this. Their wedding is a week away. And some people might think she was overreacting, but I really don't think so. She had been cheated on before. She had asked him, did you respond? He said no. And now his story is changing. They're in front of the cameras. They're filming. She does not have any time to process it and think about it. And don't forget, you guys, Taylor was there when Monica and Steven broke up because Steven had his shady text messages. So can you imagine what's going on in Taylor's head? In another corner, Marissa, Bodie Boo, and Ramses are all having a blast. I hate how in the previews, they made us believe that Marissa and Bodie Boo were going to have a little something together, but that was a fake out. Then we see Hannah talking to Ashley about how great she is for Nick, how everything she's done for him has benefited him, and how she's making him into a better person, how she turned him into a man from a boy. And then she talks about their schmeck's life. And I'm like, oh God, this is so bad. It's so bad because she just spilled all the beans in front of the cameras. She says Nick is like a teenager, an 18-year-old in bed because he gets grossed out by eating the kitty cat. Apparently, he will not put his face anywhere near the kitty cat. And then she's talking about, oh, but I don't know how to approach this because he's a man, I have to protect his ego. And I'm like, really? You're talking about protecting his ego while outing all of this in front of the cameras?
With past partners, it's just like that woman, right? Where it's like you get off and you probably don't even think to ask if she had hers, right? Yeah. That's the way we get there. Like, it doesn't come natural. Like, we have to work for it. We work for it, right? But when I'm very jealous of my vibrator, for sure. He doesn't like to eat.
So you like he?
What? Yes.
Oh my God. Shut up, Hannah, shut up. Stop talking. You can talk to her off camera about all of this. Then in another corner, Katie and Nick are chatting it up, and it's getting pretty flirty.
We have a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
I was really feeling it. Honestly, I was attracted to you from day one. Katie's always on my mind.
I know you gave me goosebumps.
You gave me goosebumps.
Oh, yeah, there's absolutely no denying that Nick gets flirty. He is a flirt. We learned that ultimately Katie was the one who dumped Nick, and he was like, why did you dump me? And she said, you were a little too immature for me. So listen, she's saying all the things that Hannah said to him, except Katie's delivery is 1,000, a million times better. And Hannah should learn from this. Katie and Nick end up having a wonderful conversation. She tells him, lead with your family, lead with your passions instead of your smooth talking, stop objectifying women. I feel like that's a defense mechanism. And I was like, whoa, she read him. She read him real good.
Maturity, I didn't think you were quite there. The objectifying.
Yeah.
Like that one date you were like, oh, I just know you're sexy. I know you're this. I know you're that. I think you lead with your charm and your charisma too hard.
Okay.
I think you're such like a beautiful and a deep person. I would challenge you to lead with that.
Okay.
And I know you are this person that's filled with values. Lead with that. Right? Like, don't lead with, like, I know you're so sexy. I think that's a defense mechanism, which is maybe coming from a place of insecurity.
Taylor and Garrett have their first official fight. So here are my thoughts. I don't think Garrett lied on purpose. I think he got flustered and then lied. Taylor's like, please, why did you have to lie? Like, now my mind is going crazy and I don't want to get to the place where I have to be checking your phone. And Garrett is really hard on himself. He's like, I'm so sorry. I messed up. I effed up. I shouldn't have done that. He didn't think that there was a difference in liking and responding. And there is a difference. I'm not saying that he meant something by responding. I'm just saying there is a difference. You can't say that you didn't respond to someone when you did. I think he totally panicked and he lied and he regrets it.
The point is, I should have told you those things. I should have told you the facts of the situation.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
You could have done this like
I know, should have
an hour ago.
I should have. I should have told you first thing this morning. I made a huge mistake. I fucked up and I'm very, very sorry.
Garrett is a man. That is a man right there. Love is Blind episode 11 recap. Here we go. Hannah starts grilling Nick about Katie. What'd you guys talk about, Nick? Did you get closure, Nick? Why is it bothering you? Because my best friend and my fiance are talking and having the best time in the world. Well, if she is your best friend, why don't you go ask her? Things escalate and Hannah goes on and on and on and on and on and on, and it's fucking exhausting. She's getting heated and then he's laughing and I'm like, oh God, this is just never gonna work. So they keep arguing and then Hannah feels like she doesn't want to argue anymore and she probably wants to bang it out. So then she says, you look hot, Nick, and then they kiss and make up. New day. Now they're at a bar to meet her friends and she is berating him again. You don't deserve to meet my friends, Nick. Oh my God, shut the f up.
You turned me from a boy to a man. Hopefully I don't fail this.
We'll see, Nick.
You're supposed to have confidence in me.
I have confidence in you, Nick.
There you go. That's all I needed.
Oh my God, she just loves to beat him down over and over again. She also loves to test him. She's asking him questions constantly. So what are you going to do, Nick? Are you supposed to do that, Nick? What are you going to do next, Nick? I just want to scream, shut up. Nick says, I feel like you're constantly trying to change me. And then she's like, no, I don't want to change you. I just asked you to be not flirty with other women. I definitely do agree with the flirting part, though. It's absolutely inappropriate for him to be flirting, even if he doesn't think he is flirting. If your partner is telling you you are flirting, or that's how I am seeing it, and it is hurting my feelings. And if your partner is telling you that, then you need to self-reflect and then like readjust. And let's be real, he is a flirt. He's very, very flirty, whether he means to or not. Okay, I want to get your guys' opinion on this part of their conversation.
I'm not asking you to change your personality, to change like what you like to do or your hobbies. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for very small things that to you are huge.
It sounds to you like it's a lot and it's a lot of work and it's all this stuff when it's really not. Respect me, walk the dog, pick up around the house. Like, you're acting like this is a huge thing you have to change and do, and it's not.
I agree to a point. I mean, you do have to be able to change up your routine as a single person. Like when you're a single person, you're in your routine, you have the way you like things. But when you have a partner in your life, you have to be able to compromise. You have to be able to like look at things and do things that you don't like. Vice versa. Like you guys have to work together. That's a relationship. And you guys, I get it. I get why she's upset. I get why she's annoyed. She's tired of constantly having to ask him, to tell him, to remind him to do things, like very easy things like taking out the trash. Did you do the dishes, the house chores? Did you walk the dog? Like, I get it. You should not be having to constantly ask them and remind them and tell them. I get it. That is frustrating too. But it's her freaking delivery. She just puts him down over and over and over again. Now there's a scene of Hannah and her mom in her apartment, and they're talking about the wedding approaching, and clearly Hannah is not happy. She is rethinking everything. And also, did anybody get weird vibes with her and her mom? I feel like there's a lot there that they're not addressing in terms of their relationship. And I'm talking about Hannah and her mom's relationship. And I completely forgot until somebody mentioned in the comments that Hannah's mom, when she was younger, would lock the cabinets and the kitchen drawers to prevent her from eating snacks. And that is, woof, that's trauma. And so they have that history. So I'm wondering, I feel like the way she treats the way Hannah is treating Nick is the way that either her mom or her dad or both of them treated her growing up. Taylor and Garrett decide to table their conversation about the ex, and I wonder if the ex is watching this going, oh my God, I did not know my message caused this much chaos in their relationship. Anyway, they decide to table it, or Taylor decides to table it because they're on Netflix's timeline and they have to go meet their parents to film. And the dad must have not wanted to be filmed because we didn't get any footage of the meeting, but we did get a selfie video where Taylor is with her whole entire family and Garrett, and they love him. She's still dealing with Garrett's unintentional white lie. She knows he's sorry. She knows he feels awful. She knows he didn't mean to do it. So now she just has to figure out how to process this and how to move forward. I honestly think it's the timeline of the show that is the reason why it's been so difficult for her. Because they're only a week away from their wedding and she's like, what the hell do I do? I don't even have time to think about this, process this, talk about it. The cameras are always on. We're meeting my parents tomorrow and there's always something. Things are happening so fast. She meets with her mom separately with Garrett for dinner, and I'm guessing her mom okayed the filming process, and I know that they did go to do wedding dress shopping, so maybe that's what happened. But the mom approves of Garrett. She feels a love between them, and Fong welcomes Garrett to the family. Ashley decided to move forward with Tyler and to marry him. Ramses and Marissa seem to be doing well, which means his ding-dong is getting wet on the reg. They're having a lot of cutesy moments together, but I just can't get myself to smile. I don't enjoy their scenes. I really don't like him. It's wedding dress shopping time. Everyone is there except for Hannah. Okay, we got to talk about the dresses, okay? Wow. Ashley's first and second dress I thought were both great, but the second dress definitely looked better, right? Marissa's first dress was so cute. It was so my style because I like the princessy ball gown type, but obviously it was not Marissa's style. And she wanted something more classy, more sleek, and the second dress was way more her. And I know everybody was talking so much crap about her mom from the last batch of episodes, but there's no denying that she absolutely loves her kids and she loves Marissa. Taylor's first dress was okay, but the second dress, holy shit, it was gorgeous. The material, the outline, the shoulders, everything was so pretty. Now we see Hannah and Nick at the apartment, and long story short, they break up. But before they break up, Hannah has to beat him up one more time. So she's like, remember what you said in the pods, Nick? Remember you said you wanted someone to push you? Do you think I push you too hard, Nick? And he's like, yeah, sometimes. And she goes on and 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 on.
Respect, delusional, social awareness.
Maturity, confidence versus something.
Maturity and confidence versus ego. Those 5 concerns that I have are still there. Social awareness, I do not see. Respect, you have none. Ego versus confidence, I feel like I need to stroke your ego for you to be happy. And I feel like you extremely say that you're a confident person and I make you unconfident when I think it's just ego.
She throws in a few jabs, a little few jabs here, a little few jabs there, and then he points it out.
For instance, the Katie situation, for example, because I can use specific examples. I don't know if you can, but I can, because I remember things I know you don't, but
You're just throwing shade for no reason.
It's just the truth.
It's not the truth. You're always demeaning, you're always talking down on me. Mm-hmm. We're not equals here. It doesn't feel that way at all.
And here we go again with the line of questioning. Honestly, how did he sit through this? He must have so much patience. There's no effing way I'd be sitting down answering all of those questions from my partner day in, day out, every single day. I know he wanted to look good on camera. She did point that out, that's what he said. But I don't think that makes him a bad person. I feel like if you are filming a show, a very popular reality TV show, it's only normal for you to be conscious of how you may be perceived by the viewers.
What are your responsibilities in life? What are they?
My car, my gas, my insurance, that's pretty much it right now.
Okay.
You know, I'm a pretty simple man, right? So what are my responsibilities?
Simple men don't need a lot of responsibilities, right?
According to Hannah, Nick is all talk. And again, it's not that I disagree with her. She has many, many valid points, but holy fuck, her delivery is so bad. She is so unlikable. She's such a bitch. She needs an entire personality makeover. And maybe it's a personality trait that she gets from her parents. Anyway, they break up. Thank God.
I would be willing to be like unhappy for probably 5 to 7 years before I go for a divorce.
Oh my God. Marissa said she really doesn't want to get a divorce because her whole entire family is full of divorces. And she feels so strongly about this that she would stay in an unhappy marriage for 5 to 7 years before even considering a divorce. She said this. It came out of her own mouth. Girl. 5 to 7 years, not even 5 to 7 months. Ashley and Tyler go skydiving, and then they have this nice romantic picnic date afterwards. And what? You know how we're usually, well, my usual audience, we're watching 90 Day Fiancé, we're watching Seeking Sister Wives. 99% of the couples that we're used to watching are dumpster fires. They're trash, and it makes us, or at least me, it makes me very thankful that I'm single. And I'm sure for those of you who are in happy relationships, it makes you very thankful that you found your current partner and you don't have to go back into the dating world. But shows like this, well, no, not shows. Let me specify and say couples like Taylor and Garrett, they make me want to not be single anymore. They make me want to find a relationship like that.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. There's just a lot.
Well, what else is new? Ramses and Marissa are having problems again. And again, we don't really know what the problems are. Like, we're having to find our own clues and like really figure it out. Their conversations are so hard to follow. We get no context to what happened before their conversation or what they were talking about before. I have no idea. It seems like Ramses is second guessing the wedding. I don't know. But I don't care anymore. Like, I'm not invested in them as a couple. Like, I really hope they don't get married. And I hope Marissa finds someone else. And Ramses, you are such a freaking big disappointment. I know on Instagram he was like, oh, Marissa's going to clear up the birth control conversation. I don't fucking care. I don't even fucking care what she says. I don't care. He's trash. Especially because he tries to act one way. He's like pretending so hard he's one way. But then when it comes to him and his comfortability and his pleasure and what he needs, none of that matters. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about anyone else but him. That's it for the episode 11 recap. The next episode is the finale. Episode 12 is the wedding episode where everybody goes to the altar and they either say I do or I don't. And then the week after that is the reunion. And Steven better be there. Someone better get Steven's ass to the reunion. I have a feeling he's gonna have a redemption arc though, so we'll see about that. And let me know all your thoughts in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.